Hey residents of MeepleTown, today I'm going to be sharing with you Spirits of the Wild by Mattel. This is a Nick Hayes game, and it's a two-player game that I had heard a lot of people talking about, and it's really cheap. You can usually find it for under $15, so I thought, you know what? Why not take a flyer on this and go ahead and grab this game? And I'll tell you what, I was, spoiler alert, pleasantly surprised by this game. So this is a two-player only game, and in it we're set collecting these rocks. We also have a coyote where we could put it on our opponent's board and stop them from putting their stones in certain areas. I say let's go ahead and let's just get this thing to the table, and let's look at Spirits of the Wild by Mattel. Alright, so this is what Spirits of the Wild looks like when it's set up and ready to roll. This is one of the things I really like about this game, and it's that it has a really quick setup. I'm basically going to put my action cards down right here, set our player boards, make a couple stacks of these spirit animals, draw 4 stones, put them into the bowl, and set the coyote there. Super simple. So I'm going to teach you all the game as I play so that we can get a good look at what the gameplay action looks like. So I'm going to play, I guess, this right-hand side here, and I will go first. When you go first in this game, you take the Take 2 Stones card and you flip it over so that I cannot do that action. So it's actually kind of beneficial. I mean, it's a nice way to balance it out for going second, so I cannot take that action. So what I'm going to do on my turn is super simple. I'm going to take one of these cards, perform the action, flip the card over, and that's it. Whenever at least 3 of my cards here are flipped over, then I can use this one card that says use spirit power and recover cards to flip them back over. Until I have at least 3 flipped over, I cannot use this card. So I'm going to look at the bowl right here, and I really wish I had the Take 2 Stones because I'd like to take both of these, but I don't have that. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is just take 1 stone, and I'm going to flip over this card. You'll see part of the coyote's face, and I'll talk about that here in a second. Then I'm going to choose one of these stones to draw, and I'm going to draw this turquoise stone, and I'm going to put it right here where on the beaver, part of the board, just knock the board around, where it says in this 3 of a kind section, if I collect 3 stones at the end of the game, I will get 5 points. If I collect 2 of a colored pair, I'll get 2 points. If I collect them both, I'll get 7 points plus 7 bonus points. So the beaver can score you a lot of points if you can get all those by the end of the game. Now my opponent is going to look at these stones, and she's going to go ahead and take 2 stones. She's thinking, I'm going to leave him with only 1 choice here and make him put some more in the bowl. She's going to take, you know what, she's going to take the turquoise because she knows I want it, and a yellow, and go ahead and start this salmon down here. And this says for each color, 1 of each color, so I have to have different colors here. I'm going to get points. 1 stone gives me 1, all the way up to, if I were able to get 6, I'd get 13 points for the salmon, or she would, which is really, really nice. Now, one thing that hasn't come out in this game yet are these translucent stones called spirit stones. When those come out, when 5 of those are out, the game is over. So this game can end fairly quickly depending on how you're drawing stones out. I'm going to go ahead and play this card that says add 2 stones and take 1. So I'm going to add. So when it says add, we're just going to be taking stones and putting them into the bowl. When it says take, we're going to place them from the bowl onto our board. So I'm looking over here and I'm thinking, all right, let's go ahead and take this white one and let's try to get this part of the beaver board going. I see that, hoping she won't take it, but she probably will. All right, so she is going to look over here on the board, and I think she's just going to go ahead and just take 1 stone. She's going to take the white one in order to block me, and then add that to her salmon. Now she's got 3, so this is, at this point, worth 4 points at the end of the game. I am going to see that salmon color stone, and I am going to, I can add 3 stones and move the coyote, or I could go ahead and use a spirit animal. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the spirit power to recover cards. So these 3 cards get flipped over because I really like this one that allows me to take 2 stones from the bag. There's a little bit of risk involved in doing this right now because if I grab one of those spirit stones, it will not be good. So I'm hoping that I don't get a spirit stone. Oh my goodness! Literally the worst thing that could possibly happen. There's a whole bunch of stones here. Look at that. And I drew 2 and there's only 5. Oh my gosh. Okay. The reason that this is negative is that I put them on this side. So if you notice that there's a space next to the owl, there's a space next to the beaver, there's a space next to the rabbit. I put them there. The positive is it doubles my score. The negative is I don't have any points scored, and you cannot place stones in that section after this has been placed. This is horrible. This is like maybe game ending for me, because I'm going to have to block 2 places now where I can't score any points the rest of the game unless I'm able to remove a stone from the board, and I believe one of the spirit animals allows me to do that. So I am going to block off maybe the turtle down here and the owl up here. That is the worst thing that could possibly happen. This ram goes on the bottom, and now I get to choose it. And I could have got the bear here if I wanted to. This is not mine and hers. These are 2 different stacks, and you can pick which one you want. So anyway, wow, awful move. Okay, so she is going to be smiling big time. She's going to flip over the take 1 stone and take this salmon-colored stone, which gives her 4 now worth 6 points, and she also gets to move the coyote. There's 2 ways to move the coyote. One is to use this card, one is to flip over the take 1 stone 2 times cards, creating the coyote. Now she gets to take this and put it anywhere on my board, then blocking me from putting in that spot. And now that I already have 2 blocked, and she's going to block that, I don't have very many choices at all, and I am really doing poorly in this game. I don't think I can come back from this. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do this card that says add 2 stones and take 1. So let's add 2 stones to the bowl. And there's another spirit stone. It usually doesn't come out this quick, but there's already 3 out here. When the 5th one shows up, the game is over at the end of that turn. So I am going to take this, not a spirit stone, and I'm going to place it here where the salmon is. Okay, she does not want the spirit stone yet. She could place it here. It would lock her out of salmon, but it would at this point score her 6 times 2, 12 points, which isn't terrible, but she wants to get a little bit more, do a little bit better. So she is going to add 2 stones like I just did, and then take 1 of those. So she's going to add 2 stones to the board. Exactly what she wants is now she's going to take that salmon, which increases that, which is really nice. Now, I really wish that I could get that turquoise to move it here, but I can't. I'm going to go ahead and try to move this coyote and see what happens. She might just come right back at me and do it. I don't know. So I'm going to add 3 stones and move the coyote. So the negative to this is I don't get to take any stones. But the positive is I get to move that coyote. There is the 4th spirit stone. 1 more comes out and the game is over. I'm going to block her here on salmon. This may be the fastest the spirit stones have ever come out in this game, actually. But I like it for the video. It'll help us to wrap this up quick. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe we'll draw the last one out and it'll take a while. I move it over here. That's the end of my turn. Now, she could go, oh, I want to move that again. But she wants to add some more to her board. I think she likes some of these spirit cards here, and she wants to go ahead and flip these back over as well. So she can return all the stones in the bowl to the bag, meaning we would lose these spirit stones, and then she could take a new one, or she could add 4 stones and take 1. And I'm going to say normally I would pick this, but to make this video a little bit shorter, to keep these spirit stones out, I'm going to have her choose this wolf action where she adds 4 stones and takes 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are a ton of stones in there now. And that spirit stone, if it would have came out right then, it would have been over and she would have won the game. So that actually might not have been a terrible move to try to end the game really quick and just have it over. Because if she would have drawn 1 out of those 4, it would have been over. So being a little cutthroat. All right, now she's going to pick a stone, but she cannot put it here. She sees that there's a lot of white stones here, so she is going to grab this white stone and she's going to put it here, hoping that maybe she could get the beaver. I don't know, though. She's thinking this game might end pretty quick. Actually, she's going to come up to the owl and just try to get some pairs there. I'm going to go here now, and I'm going to I'm going to take 2 stones. And I'm going to get both of these with joy and score me 5 points at the end of the game. Maybe she should have done that, but she chose not to. She knew that if I did do that, then she could definitely get 2 white stones, or at least 1 white stone to complete that, so she's fine with that. She's going to do just that. She's going to take 2 stones. She's going to grab a white stone here to complete that, so that's 3 points for her. And then she's going to take, she's going to go ahead and take this yellow stone and try to work on this rabbit down here. If she can get 3 different colors, she's going to score 6 points. All right, at this point, I'm going to take 1 stone grab this white stone here and complete that, which this is actually going to score me a bunch of points. Maybe she should have stopped me from doing that. She should have. She should have picked the white one there. My bad. I should have thought about that. I didn't, but let's keep rolling along. She's going to go ahead and take one stone. Take this to give her that. She's almost complete with the rabbit. Now, I want one of these really bad, actually, so I'm going to take one stone here. I'm going to take this. This is now worth 28 points for me. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 bonus points, plus that's 28. So making a huge comeback here in this game, despite a bad beginning to it. Now, I can move the coyote if I want. I don't. I'm going to leave the coyote in that spot. She's kind of getting sick of that coyote there. She wants to, but she doesn't want to take that spirit stone, so she's going to add 2 stones, take 1. So here she goes. Whoa! That will be the end of the game. So I think I said there's only 5. I guess that's incorrect. That 6 spirit stones are already out now, so I don't obviously know how many are in the bag. Okay, so this is not great for her, and in fact, she will probably lose the game because of it. She's going to take one of the spirit stones. She's going to lock in this, which will double her points there. But that is the end of the game because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spirit stones out there. She is going to score 3 points times 2, which is 6. She also has 5 of these, which is 9. So she is going to score 15 points. I'm going to score 28 plus 1 in the salmon, 29 points. And I actually win the game. I'll tell you all this again. This was one of the fastest games I've ever played. But that is how quick this game can end. And that's that whole push your luck element that I do enjoy about this game. So let's talk about art and components. And then I'll discuss gameplay, give some really quick final thoughts, and give you my rating on this game. I think the components are very, very solid, especially for how cheap this game is. You get this bowl. It's a nice bowl. You get the bag. These stones are good quality. The coyote's good quality. The cards aren't the greatest quality, but who cares, kind of? I mean, I guess I care, but you're not shuffling them. You're just moving them over and back and over. And I've played this a decent amount, and as you can tell, there's not really any wear, so they're not bad cards. They're not great. This board is nice and solid. It's actually fairly thick. So overall, for the price, really good components. No complaints about that. I like the art. It's pretty... There's not a whole lot of vibrancy with the colors, but I think they do that because they want these stones to stand out, which I think is really neat. But I do like the art on it. It's not fantastic. I'm not super excited about it, but obviously I don't hate it. It's decent. So really good components. Oh, decent art. So let's talk about the gameplay. All right, so as far as gameplay is concerned, here are the things that I like about the game. A, I like that it's really fast. As you saw there, the game can be really, really quick. Now, I wouldn't have made some of those decisions, like I would have taken some of those spirit stones and put them back into the bag if I was really playing the game without trying to go through it pretty quickly. So, but overall, it is a quick game, and it's one of those games that you'll end so quick, generally. I will, at least. I'll be playing with my wife, and we'll be like, all right, we got to run that back again. Best 2 out of 3 because we have a fun time playing the game. I enjoy the decisions that you're making with the action-based cards. I like card-based actions, and I like how you're trying to decide, do I want to use this now? Because if I do, I have to flip it over, and then I can't use it until I have at least 3 flipped over. And then I have to wait till 3 are flipped over to use that Recover Spirit Stone card. I like those decisions. Those are pretty nice. I also like the Coyote. It's a little bit of take that, but it's not too bad. You're taking that Coyote and you're blocking your opponent's board, but what the decisions I like are, when do I try to move the Coyote? Because I might try to move it and looking over at her board and her cards go, oh, she's just going to move it right back. So this is not an ideal time to move the Coyote. So I like those decisions during the game as well. So it has fun decisions and the game is quick. It's also very easy to teach. I mean, you're literally reading a card, flipping it over, and doing those actions. But even with all that simplicity, there is a little bit of thinkiness to the game, and that's really what I do quite like about the game. It's one I can pull out with anybody. I can teach this. I play this with my 9-year-old son. I can play it as a filler game whenever I'm getting together with my friends and we're playing, whatever more strategy game there is. I can't talk for some reason right now. So I like that about it. Some things that I maybe don't like about it is, there's not a whole lot I don't really like, except for to really get excited about a game, I want a little bit more depth. I'd like a little more meat on the bone, a little bit more strategy for the game. Maybe something that feels more fulfilling than just set collecting. Set collecting is not my favorite mechanic, but with that said, for $15 or under and a game that you can play this quick, man, it's a good game, and it's a 2-player only game. I want to stress that again. So if you don't have those only 2-player opportunities a lot, then you might not want this. But if you want to sit down with your spouse and play this game, if you play a lot of 2-player games like I do, it's cool. And so my final thoughts are: love the quick play. And I think the components are nice to the game. I like the choices that you're making during the game. It's not overly strategic, but it's also got some meat on the bone there. So I like that about it. So I'm going to give this a really solid 7 out of 10. I like this game. At a price point of under $15, I really do recommend it. It's not going to blow it might not blow your mind. It might. I don't know. It's not one that I look at my shelf and go, I can't wait to play Spirits of the Wild. But it is one where I go, if I want to play a quick game and have some fun doing it, I grab it. And I find myself going to it more often than I would have thought that I would have. So very solid 7 out of 10. Definitely recommend picking this game up, especially at that price point. So I'll say this also, that if you are enjoying our channel, it would be a super big help if you would subscribe to our channel. It'll help us to continue to keep pumping out these videos. Additionally, if you want to follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, or on Facebook, all of those are at MeepleTown Games. We're also Board Game Geek Guild 3407 if you want to join in some discussions with us. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.
Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MeepleTown Games, and connect with us on the MeepleTown Guild, Guild number 3407, at BoardGameGeek.com, and also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.